All right, so welcome to my channel here. My name is Paul. Go by InfiniteNesLives. For fun, I've decided to go ahead and port Alwa's Awakened to the NES. Um, and this is just for fun. I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm starting from scratch here, but just going to go for it. So today it's mostly just a test of all of my equipment here, and going to play a little bit of Alwa and make sure things are going okay. So get going here. All right, so start the game. We'll make a new slot here. The land of Alwa was once a beautiful and peaceful place, filled with vivid lakes, clear skies, and lush forests. Wake up, Zoe. The eternal flame must be lit. Hello, Zoe. You are in the land of Alwa. I am Saga, and I have brought you here to help us. Alwa has been enslaved by the evil, and we, the people, have lost our strength, courage to fight back. Cannot do this alone. You must help us. You are stronger than us, and in time you'll uncover your true strength. You must enter the tower and go all the way to the top in order to find the magic staff. When you find the staff, quickly make your way back to town. Watch out. Dangerous foes out there. So, just give a little bit of history here on Alwa's Awakening. It's made by Elden Pixels, a team in Sweden. Found the magic staff. When you hold it, you can feel there's something really special with this item. Use it to attack. Use it with attack to fight enemies and destroy certain walls. Okay. So, from what I understand, Alwa's Awakening was originally planned to be a NES game. But that didn't work out, and they just kept it as a PC game built with Unity. But they kept the goal of keeping it close to the NES constraints. I've always, whenever I'm playing games, especially not NES games, I'm always thinking about how one could convert it to the NES. Go to the light. Go and light the flames in this room. Doing so will let you start from here. Save point. Yeah, so I'm always thinking about how to make games or port them to the NES, but it's always a lot of work. Never really have a good reason to do it. There's another game that released a few years ago that was Shovel Knight, which many of you know, was kind of similar or close to the NES constraints, but pushed past them quite a bit. I really wanted to port that to the NES a while back, but the line between, or where to draw that line of close enough to the original within the NES constraints, you can really make a lot more work for yourself, and I don't think I'll ever be happy with it. I don't know. The scope of the project would be rather large. Kind of doomed to never complete it, but I been busy a lot with work and stuff too. But trying to make more time for playing games and stuff. I bought Alwa's Awakening for PC a couple of years ago when it was only on Steam, but yeah, they're saying that so the screen resolution's an issue. Widescreen. And my simple solution has always been just to scroll where necessary. That would work reasonably well with Shovel Knight, I think, but and I kind of had that thought with Alwa here to basically make the aspect so that the screen with each room would scroll a little bit, but talking with Michael, the Alwa on the Alwa's Awakening team, he thought it would be best to just condense all the puzzles in the rooms to 4x3, which would certainly makes things easier as far as my work here of porting to the NES. And what else is he saying here? So yeah, there's no parallax scrolling compared to Shovel Knight. Overall, Alwa's Awakening is just a lot closer to the NES's constraints. So I never actually played Alwa's Awakening other than the first live, or the first a few minutes, I guess, really. And then it came out on the Switch. And it was on sale, and I couldn't help but pick it up. I found that with the Switch, the portable aspect of it makes it easier for myself anyway to actually find time to play the game, just laying in bed before going to sleep or wherever it's convenient. And so the more I played Alwa, I was like, man, this would be a lot easier project to take on. And anyway, I kind of played with the idea of porting it, but so I beat the game, and let's go ahead and fail the jump here, or try. Oh, close. Forget the death screen. Oh yes, the death count. Anyway, I beat the game on Switch, and it's definitely not a big game, but it's not a tiny game either, so the scope was limited enough to where it didn't seem like it would be too crazy to take on. I beat the game, but I'm not very good at remembering things. Anyway, I found it was interesting when I beat the game that oh yes, the portals, that it was inspired by Battle Kid. Yeah, if you condense the content, then it may increase the workload, though, since you have to decide what is appropriate or not. Yeah. And that was biggest thing with Shovel Knight was deciding where to draw that line. I still think it'd be cool to do Shovel Knight, but scope-wise, I don't think I can handle it. And really, I realized that since I've been doing this InfiniteNesLives business full time since 2015, aside from playing video games, I don't have any fun projects. All of my projects are work projects. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but there's no hobby technical projects that I have like most people do or look for. Okay, so we got our block, although we can't cast them yet. And so kind of my New Year's resolution was to come up with some sort of passion project, whether or not not get I want to finish it, but not have any sort of timeline, not work, just pleasure projects. So anyway, that's what this kind of is for me. And so I'm not officially doing this work for Eldon's Pixels or anything like that. This is basically, I mean, I guess I talked to them and they were cool with me doing it, kind of got their blessing. And so this is, I guess, like a fan, instead of being a fan game, because it's basically the same game, I'm calling it a fan port. But yeah, so where it goes from here is not important as far as I'm concerned. Just working on it and having fun with it. How long will it take? I don't pretend to know. And my experience with making NES games is fairly limited. I've only done a few small projects. Yeah, fan game. My first thing I did was, of course, as most people, Bunny Boys Nerdy Nights. So I made a Pong game from that, and as part of my, it was like extra credit, I guess, for my senior design project. When I was getting my electrical engineering degree. Because back when I was going to school, I got out of the Navy. I was a nuclear electronics technician in the Navy. So I did Homer Simpson's job on a submarine. I was in the Navy for 6 years. And got a little online degree from Thomas Edison State College, wherever. They gave me a bunch of credits for the education I got in the Navy, and then these jumps. I took like 6 classes online, and they said, "Here's your degree." But that basically just got me out of having to take general educations when I went to Oregon State for electrical engineering. All right, we got the green gemstone. Glows mysterious light. Place it with your staff. Oh yeah, and our magic meter refilled before you can create another block, so boom. Now we can jump higher. Well, not jump, but elevate ourselves a little bit here. But, yeah, he's saying as long as you have fun doing it, then time's not important. And that's kind of my plan with it. And I've had people say to me, or I've had people recommend doing some sort of streaming project, but up until recently, I never had good internet or good enough internet to do some sort of streaming. For a few years when we were living in the RV full time, my cell phone was 100% of our internet. So streaming things was never really an option then, and I don't think I would have been able to find time then anyway. But anyway, my senior design project, when I got my electrical engineering degree, was to make an NES development cartridge. And for extra credit, I asked if I could make an NES game or whatever, and like, oh yeah, we'll give you credit. I don't know why I thought I needed extra credit, but anyway, I made Beaver Pong, and had a little pond or the river and the log bouncing around, or no, the Oregon State bouncing around, and then two logs as the paddles. So I did that, and I had some actual assembly experience. I don't know if I call it experience, but programmed some AVR microcontrollers in assembly as for school, but that was mostly just to show us how, give us appreciation for the compiler. And then the only like game I guess I've completed aside from Pong was PCB Artist, which was part of one of the coding competitions for 8 kilobyte game category for the smaller games. But I actually wrote that in, I think it was called UC65 Micro Brad Q on the NES Dev forums. Came up with a mid-level language, he called it. I think it was somewhat inspired by Atari Basic for the Atari, but anyway, I tinkered around with that. But I don't know. So, but my PCB Artist was supposed to be like a puzzle game where you connect the dots, but the dots were pads of a circuit. So there was 3 circuits. Oh, Mike's saying hi. Hey, Mike. Oh, anyone else seeing lots of pausing? So Brian's saying we're having causing issues here. I got mostly green light here in my stream, but I'm curious if other people are having issues. I need to, I'm running on Wi-Fi right now, and so I'm not overly confident that's gonna be good enough. Well, I have it set to Mike's asking if I got her 30 or 60. It's so it's 60. If I change that in the settings, I'm not actually sure where I changed that. Video. Mike's saying it's a little bit better. So I don't know. I kind of feared that was going to be the problem, but my bandwidth testing seemed like it was okay, but I wasn't actually looking for that dropped frames. So that's good to know. But I didn't really have much planned as far as timing or anything. I mostly just wanted to find issues like this. So I'm not trying to fix streaming issues or learn how to actually stream and not break stuff. But so not consistently bad. Sometimes it's fine and then sometimes drops out. Audio's been good, so that's not could be worse, I guess. But yeah, so as far as the plan goes, I'm planning to program in C. But we all know the C compiler is less than awesome. But get logic and stuff working in C and then write it in assembly. I don't know how. I haven't finalized. I reserve the right to change my mind. I'm not against doing everything in C, or I'm sorry, in assembly. I enjoy writing in assembly. But one thing that I heard from Brad Smith working on Lizard, of course, because he had the PC version, is he often got, or he always wrote everything in C first. Yeah, push him down there. Wrote it in C and then ported his C code to assembly. Which seems like a nice way to go. Lots of times I'll write stuff out in pseudocode to some fashion. Before writing my code. But if you do it in C, then you can prove your function, your logic's actually valid, and then your bugs are assembly bugs. But you're all doing everything twice then, so I don't know. We'll see, but yeah, so the volume's super low. I think I'm gonna have to get a different microphone because I can't figure out any way to crank this one up, and if I get super close like this, it seems to be louder, but then I'm just constantly breathing on the microphone. So yeah, low volume, and my internet's. So we'll see. I'll try to get this stuff resolved before next week. Because I don't want to be battling this stuff when I'm working on the game. But anyway, I don't know if I'm going to actually get past this. Let's see if I can get past this. If I can, I'll call it a night here. But I really appreciate all you guys helping me out here with finding the problems. All right. Now. Maybe if I stop talking. Nope. All right, well. Mike's that's some kind of mic. This is my Rock Band microphone. Which, I mean, I was testing it. It sounded okay, but I had to, when I was playing it back, I had to, it seemed like turn up the volume pretty high to get it to work, but I think I'm going to need something else, so. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go, and thanks for everything. We'll see what I can get figured out here now that I know what I'm looking for on some of these dropped frames and figure out some better mic solution. So thanks, guys. Have a good night.